So at the beginning of last year, Brooks entered the carbon-plated racing market with their Hyperion Elite, but that shoe was quickly replaced with the upgraded Hyperion Elite 2. However, one shoe that hasn't been updated is the Hyperion Tempo, which is the training companion to the Hyperion Elite. Well, it looks like in 2022 we will see a sequel to the Hyperion Tempo and get a Hyperion Elite 3, as well as a new shoe added to the lineup. So these shoes have leaked with a lot of images and a lot of detail, so let's go through them in this video. Alright, first up, let's talk about the Hyperion Tempo 2. So we have a couple leaks of this shoe. The first one seems to be an earlier prototype, and the second one seems to be closer to a final product. One of the biggest changes you'll notice is the upper material. The original Hyperion Tempo had a simple and light engineered mesh, but now it appears to have a mono mesh material that seems to be similar to Nike's Vaporweave. It also seems like the heel gets some additional padding and structure, or at least based off of the latest leak. So not only is there a new upper, but a complete makeover in the midsole. The tweaks in the midsole appear to make the heel and midfoot more stable, potentially adding a bit more stack as well, but the design is definitely very similar to what we saw in the Hyperion Elite 2. So I'm not quite sure what the final outsole will look like, but based off of this prototype of the Hyperion Tempo 2, it shows a very different looking outsole. It seems to add more flex grooves and a bit more coverage in the midfoot. So I believe that the Hyperion Tempo 2 will still cost the same $150, but for a release date, I'm not 100% sure. On the Hyperion Tempo 2 sample, the tag says S2022, which I would guess would be either spring or summer of 2022, so I guess we'll see. So it looks like we have a new model that will sit in between the Hyperion Elite and the Hyperion Tempo, and that shoe is the Hyperion Max. So this shoe could either be looked at as a more cushioned Hyperion Tempo or pretty much a plateless Hyperion Elite 2. The upper of the Hyperion Max looks like the upper from the first Hyperion Tempo, but with some additional sewn-on overlays. Brooks is calling this a mix of stretch woven and 3D print materials. Either way, it looks like a simple and lightweight upper. Now taking a look at the midsole, it appears to be almost the same stack height and geometry as the Hyperion Elite 2, but without a carbon plate. This would be good for people like me who thought the plate made the Hyperion Elite 2 feel too stiff, but loved the DNA flash in the Hyperion Tempo. The outsole of the Hyperion Max looks the exact same as the one on the earlier Hyperion Tempo 2 prototype. So along with these official images of the Hyperion Max, we also have the official price, which will be $170, which fits in between the $150 and $250 of the Hyperion Tempo and Hyperion Elite, and this shoe will be released in March of 2022. Alright, so just like all the previous Hyperion Elite shoes, we first saw the Hyperion Elite 3 on the feet of Des Linden. But now we have some official images, so let's take a look at this new shoe. So the biggest difference you'll see is the upper, which is good because I hated the upper on the Hyperion Elite 2. It now gets a quick knit upper, which helps add better breathability and lockdown. They updated the heel and collar areas too, which is good because that shoe caused me to bleed on the last version, so it looks a lot better and looks more like the Hyperion Tempo. The tongue seems to be gusted now so it won't slide around, and it does have the nice laces that should stay in place. So looking at the midsole, it is identical to the Hyperion Elite 2. It has the DNA flash midsole with the carbon plate in there. And the outsole rubber is also unchanged from the Hyperion Elite 2, with just the patches in the heel and in the forefoot. So the price of the shoe will stay the same as well, $250, and I don't have an exact release date, but I could definitely see it being around that March timeframe as well. So by the looks of it, we'll be getting 3 new shoes in Brooks Hyperion 2022 lineup. One thing I do want to say though is while I am very confident on my information on the Brooks Hyperion Max and Hyperion Elite 3, one shoe that I have speculated a lot on is the Hyperion Tempo 2. Those images I showed you very well could have been very early in the prototyping stage. They very well could have ended up just scrapping the Hyperion Tempo 2 and replacing it completely with the Hyperion Max. I personally don't think that is the case. I think that newer image of that white shoe is what will be known as the Hyperion Tempo 2, but as I find out more information, I'll leave it down in the comments and pin it so that you get updates. So which of these shoes are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my reviews of these shoes, and as always, keep on running.